known by the names ya computer. Today we want to talk to Africa. Today we want to tell Africa that there are leaders that we should be protecting. We want to talk about the West against Burkina Faso. There's a young man there, aged 35 years, going by the name Ibrahim Traore. The West has conspired to depose him from the leadership of Burkina Faso. But we are telling young men in Africa, it is high time we defend Burkina Faso. It is high time we defend Ibrahim Traore. Traore has decided that it is enough for the lies of the West. Ibrahim Traore has also decided that it is time for agriculture to prosper in Africa. Traore, once he cleaned that presidency under the coup in 2022, he has improved agriculture at length by giving these farmers tractors. He has said that Africa must embrace mechanical farming. That one we cannot again rely on subsistence farming because it's not enough for our food and it's also not enough for our economy. We need money to take our kids to school. We need money to provide for food for our families. The young man has decided that poverty will be a thing of the past, but we see the president of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, has decided that he will collaborate with countries neighboring Burkina Faso. For example, Ivory Coast. He is using Ouattara to dispose Ibrahim Traore from doing the developments he promised his people. We are telling Mr. Macron, the uranium you have been taking from Burkina Faso, if they have decided to give it to Russia, please respect that. We are saying Africa, it is time for Africa to generate their own solutions. We don't want the West to come and dictate for us the developments that we should be taking in Africa. If a young man has decided today that gold will be refined in his own country, we want the West to respect that. Let this money help to raise the living standards of his people. The young man has decided to do agriculture in a mechanized way. This is the first African country that is now doing its own tomato processing from their own raw material, the tomatoes that they are doing all over the country. This has been very achievable by the able hands of Ibrahim Traore by giving these people fertilizers, training, and giving them extensive farmers education by employing extension officers. Ibrahim Traore has decided that these people must get the information. He is using AI, the artificial intelligence, to do market research. He's also doing crop testing and disease control. He's also doing soil sampling and testing and giving recommendations the best crop that can be done in those. These are the people that we need to support in Africa. From Kenya, I'm sending to the young men aged below 45. Stand up and defend Ibrahim Traore. The West has decided that his leadership must be totally crushed. We cannot accept that as the youth of Africa. Africa needs its own solutions. We don't need solutions from the West. I'm talking to the President of Kenya. We need to support such young men as the leader of East African economy. Kenya is the highest GDP country in East and Central Africa with a GDP of 131 billion US dollars. The only country that comes near it is DRC Congo. With a population of 80 million, Kenya is a population of 50 million. Kenya is still doing better. We need you to tap this solution from the young man in Burkina Faso. Give your farmers tractors. Do them disease and pest control test and research mobilization in the villages. Employ young men who can embrace farming in a mechanized way. We need to do maize. We need not to import maize. We are telling Mr. President, as you are in China, get those projects and bring them home. We cannot continue borrowing, yet Kenya we have so much energy and so much labor that is untapped. The 70% of this population in Kenya are the youth. But we find that these youth are the ones without employment. These youth are the ones that are addicted to drugs. These are the youth that are addicted to alcohol. Give them work, Mr. President. Embrace this young man and protect him as you are also a head of state in Africa. We are saying Ibrahim Traore should be protected. Why are we saying that? If a young man has decided to improve the lives of his people, these are the people that we should be copying. These are the examples that have worked. If a country can come from ruins and pay its own debt, the first thing that Ibrahim Traore did was to pay all the foreign debts that they were being demanded to pay by the World Bank and all those lending organizations, IMF and everybody. Burkina Faso owes no country any money. They are running their economy with only the hard-earned money from their people, the farmers, the teachers, and everybody else. A young man has decided that no minister will have luxury vehicles because we know how much that takes in concerning the fuel and maintaining it. If he's the one driving a 1991 Pajero, who are you as a minister? So everybody in his government, you just get one car which is fuel efficient. You cannot have more than a car. The ministers, everybody, the MPs, he has decided that the money they're earning as salaries is too much higher than what everybody else in the country is earning. Ibrahim Traore has decided that all the civil servants must be given 50% increase on their salary. All those people who are earning more than they actually needed, he has deducted their salary by the 50% he has given to the civil workers. This is the person who is empowering his people. We want to tell Africa, emulate this young man, protect this young man, let him achieve his dream. If the president, the former president of the United States can acknowledge his hard work, why are we young men of this continent cannot stand up and support him? Let's have his face on our walls, let's have his face on our transportation sector, so that people and the young men coming out will know that leadership is not about age. Leadership is wisdom, and leadership is somebody who is coming with solutions that is able to work, practical solutions. You don't have to give us Western solutions for our African problems. If you give us food, if you give us good education, you protect us and you give us good security, we will be okay to do our work and get our money so that our families can be raised in a decent and modest way. Lastly, I'm talking to the President of the United States of America. Please, Mr. Trump, may you help Ukraine against the war with Russia. We are telling the President of the US, you cannot be so soft to Russia and be hard to Ukraine. The territories that Russia had grabbed from 2014, Crimea, you must protect. Those are terrestrial population of Ukraine. Those are indigenous areas that Ukraine controlled after the Soviet Union fell. Mr. President, push Russia to stop the war against Ukraine. So much lives we are losing there. 2,000 soldiers every month. It's not a small number of people, Mr. President. Protect Mr. Zelensky, protect the people of Ukraine. Russia understand that if he cannot respect the territory of Ukraine, so much sanctions will be imposed on him. Nobody should buy the products coming from Russia. Because we know that the 2 years that the war has gone on, so much has been lost, so many lives has also been lost. It is high time the war in Ukraine should stop. And we are sending a warning. If you cannot do that as Africa, we have South Africa. South Africa will represent the wishes and the people of Africa so that we can see that the war in Ukraine and the war in Gaza is also finished. So, Mr. President, as the president of the most powerful country in the world, make peace between Ukraine and Russia. Thank you.